Yeah, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my name is Dave Wilber, and I am known as the Turfgrass Zealot. There we go. There's actual audio. How's everybody? How's everybody? I'm just checking things out here, making sure we're rolling on all ends, and I don't know. It seems like my color filters are off a little bit because of my bright orange Valley Meal hat, but you know, I like the Valley Meal hat, so I'm keeping it. Hello, good morning. I'm just waiting as some people start to drift into the live feed. I'm just happy to be here. Yeah, see, this is my color filters. They're going to grab this any way they can. I don't know. Do I want to mess with it? Probably not. Probably not. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am happy to be here. I've been away for, I don't know, I take 3 weeks off, a month off, I don't remember. I just wanted to kind of regroup a little bit, make sure I had my creative energies in the right place. I actually also was having some bronchitis, and I just didn't feel like coughing on live stream. Good morning. If you're in the chat, welcome in the chat. Feel free to say hi. Do something like that, right? I'm good with that. So yeah, some changes. Okay, let's see. The first change is, I since COVID started, I just let my hair grow. Part of that was because the amazing woman who cuts my hair wasn't cutting hair for a really long time. So I started to have this kind of weird old guy ponytail, and I was thinking, well, maybe we'll do like, because I kind of have that Jeff Bridges, Big Lebowski voice, right? The dude. I'm like, well, maybe I'll just do Lebowski hair. Well, okay, some problems with that. First of all, I guess I don't have enough hair. I don't have that full head of hair, right? So it's, it's pretty thin on top. Oops. And so yeah, that's an issue. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong. I think sometimes my world it just makes me laugh, it really does. So here maybe we're just gonna tone down the colors a little. So anyway, I'm thinking, well, I'll do the Big Lebowski thing, right? I can do that. I can do Big Lebowski. And I don't have enough hair. And the other thing that was happening, which is really sad, is horribly sad, is that I actually my hair was, I don't know, post-COVID or what really was going on, but my hair was falling out. And it was falling out so gross. Listen, I'm here to be real. Anyway, my hair was falling out, but it was long, right? It was this long, stringy hair, and it was everywhere, and it was making me crazy, right? It was making me crazy. And I'm like, well, we're not gonna, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And so we're not doing this. And that's all there is to it, right? So there we go. I think I got the Valley Meal hat under control. So finally, and I would pull it back, and I never did the man bun thing, but I'd pull it back into the old dude ponytail, the cool old dude ponytail, that you're supposed to have. And I had all these different hair wraps and stuff. I'll pick the orange one today or the black one or whatever. So stupid. And I kept thinking, nobody takes me seriously looking like this. And not that people take me seriously anyway, but certainly nobody took me seriously that way. So I cut the ponytail off. Okay, so I have regular length hair, and then I kind of trimmed up the beard a little, and I'm still shaping a couple of things. And I found this really super amazing company What's it called? The Beard Struggle. And like most beard companies, you know, they're selling the Viking image, you know, become a Viking with your beard. And but at least I got I got some really good beard products, right? So now it's kind of growing the way it's supposed to. And so this is my world, man. These are the things I worry about. All right, what's going on in your world? And there's so much happening in turfgrass. And before we get to some turfgrass stuff, though, I kind of want to share something with you guys. So you know that I'm a fan of Cooking with Kay. And Cooking with Kay is a great lady who cooks, you know, whatever she feels like. And she's getting millions of views on YouTube. And let's just say that the food is, well, how do I put it? Substandard. And I watch a bunch of these cooking channels, right? Because I love to cook. I love, you know, this is part of me. And you know, there's serious cooks, you know, there's just, you know, cut things a certain way, cook things a certain way. And then there's this group of people on YouTube who are just hackers, right? There's no other way to put it. Like in our world, we would just call them hackers. And but they take themselves just as seriously and they make good videos. And so I want to share this with you guys. I want to share the latest video, Cooking with Kay video. Here we go. And I'll put it up here. Wow, this is actually working. I'll put it up here and we can watch together. And this is her latest. So I haven't seen this one even, but it's gotta be good. It's her latest thing. Here we go.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again. And today I'm going to be doing a sausage and egg muffin. As you can see, I have got the pan on. The pan is on wrong ring. It's well, if you want to know what they are Lincolnshire and pork sausages, and I am going to let them cook in their own fat.
And pork. Okay.
Right, I'm going to cut them in half. As you can hear them sizzling. Might be better to get a sharper knife, but
oh my God.
I'm going to cut this in half.
The poor Teflon pan.
As you can see,
It's
a muffin. I have buttered it, or as it's called, I've margarined it to put the sausages on.
Oh my God.
As you can see on the packet, it says
Muffins.
Right, I'm going to put the sausages.
Okay, wait. 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 Now, I love sausage McMuffin with egg. It's actually one of my guilty pleasures, right? And it semi works with my keto thing, you know, because if I'm in a rush, I can get the egg and the sausage, and I don't really eat the bun, and it works, right? So I like this sausage muffin. I get the one with the egg, right? So this is not what you find at McDonald's. It's not looking like what you find at McDonald's. Let's watch.
Don't fall. And he didn't fall.
It
Brilliant. Right, now I'm going to crack an egg.
Oh, she is going to do an egg.
Oh.
Holy
okay,
shit.
That's gone right, but I'm going to have to move the pan a bit to get the egg cooking properly. As you can see, I've turned the eggy over. And now I'm putting the head on top of the sausages. It won't go. Let go. Oh.
Let go.
There we are. This is the end product of a sausage and egg muffin.
Yeah.
Now is going to be the taste test.
You don't.
Right, let's do the taste test. Sausage and egg. Egg, not egg, egg.
Not Heg. Egg. I love it. She gets her son to do the taste test, right? Ooh.
Nice. Sausage is gorgeous. And thumbs
No.
up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
As you heard from Lee, he says it were nice, and it's eggs, not eggs. So if you like what you see,
Sausage in
no,
egg
sorry,
is
there's
the
going to be a link in the description to my merchandise. If you like
Oh
what you
yeah,
see,
she has
please
merchandise
keep
now.
viewing me. If you want to give me a thumbs up, please do. Lee's going like that. I don't know what to say. And if you want to leave a comment, please feel free. The more the merrier. And
Oh my God.
If you haven't subscribed, get subscribing. Get
Look, she's
everybody
begging for subscribers. I need to
It's
take a
nice when
lesson.
He has to tell you what to do from behind camera. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Can I just tell you that this is the best shit on YouTube? I'm sorry, but it is. It is. Okay. This is the other one I want to show you guys today.
Today I'm going to be doing.
Okay. First of all, now this is her most popular video, right? I just can't with the Iron Maiden t-shirt. Once upon a time I had that t-shirt. What do they call the Iron what did Iron Maiden call their character? Eddie or whatever? I have the t-shirt. It may be packed in a box. The very t-shirt she's wearing. All right, here we go. Let's watch. This is her most popular video. Okay, let's do this. It's a little bit longer. We may skip a little, but let's just roll this. Lasagna she's doing.
As you can see, I've got my pan, and there's a new thing that's come out. Well, I believe it to be new.
Vegetable oil spray is new.
I don't know if you can see it, but I know a lot of people say you get mad when they hear that. So it's one spray. Oh.
Wow.
Oh my God, he's not even spraying. I didn't manage to spray in it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find out which... Alright, that's the ring. I'm going to put it on number 3 to start it off with. And what I'm going to do is I've got some... Oh! Mincemeat here. And what I'm going to do is...
There's no prep involved.
I'm going to put it in the...
Oh!
Take the paper off it. I'm gonna break it up with my oofa doofa.
Oofa doofa. Oh.
Wait. And I've got some onion.
Onion.
I am going to cut up.
It's a onion. Onion.
Now, as you can see, I've took the outer
Oh
skin
no.
off.
Oh no, she's got a knife. This is her most popular video. I haven't seen it.
My knuckles. Oh, I don't know.
Wait, is that a titanium heat treated knife?
Oh yeah, not too bad, yeah.
Oh, look at this shit. I mean, I think the son does all the filming, you know, and you know that he's just got that camera like right there.
I'm going to put it, as you can see, but I'm going to break it up, put it all in the pan while the meat's doing. As you can see, I've had the honey.
Look out, Gordon Ramsay.
Bit of salt.
Ah.
Pepper. I'm going to mix that in. Now there's a mixture of tomato sauce, tomato paste, tomato ketchup and everything else.
And everything else.
That I could get in.
It's just a mixture. And everything else. See, Kay, like all great cooks, is not going to give away all her secrets. No way. I'm not going to do that.
There we are, all that in.
I'm
Mix
sorry.
that round.
Maybe people don't get as much entertainment out of this as I do, but I just, you know, again, as somebody who likes to cook, somebody who had a professional chef for a father, and somebody who watches a lot of cooking videos and tries to, you know, tries to really perfect my craft, then this
Now, it
happens.
does say had. Had. It doesn't actually say had. It says add.
Had. What is that? Oh, she's got diced tomatoes. She didn't say what it is.
Tomatoes.
Oh. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Is that? I don't think the burner's even on. There's no way
So I'm
any of that
making-
meat is
it's like I'm
cooking.
making a spaghetti bolognese. I'm going to put it
It's not
the
cooking.
ring, because the ring's on full, as you can see underneath, I think. Bit of meat all fell out over on the cooker, never mind.
It's just painful. Oh, the
Right, I'm going to let it cook now a bit, because the only honey hands I've got to cook.
onion.
And I'm going to put a lid on it, and hopefully it should
Right.
cook alright.
Hopefully.
Right, as you can see now, I'm putting...
Okay, she got it cooked. At that speed, it must have taken an hour.
A wooden spoon. Oh, it
Hey,
doesn't
Bruce.
matter. Yes,
Bruce
can
the
you
dog.
get the wooden spoon out, please?
Bruce the Pitbull's here.
Doesn't matter if you're not...
Bruce.
Just a little bit more. Got some juice in.
Some juice in there.
Oh.
Oh, God. Ah.
Now I'm going to have problems
Sorry.
because the sheets, the lasagna sheets are too big.
That's too big.
So I'm thinking
I mean, you know, you get a bigger pan, I guess.
of breaking.
Oh, there you go. No problem.
You took a bit of pan off
Yeah,
me.
man.
You see? Oh! That. Should have got a bigger dish. Get off my spoon. Get off my...
Oh, my God.
And I'm going to put some juice on the
Ugh.
sheets.
What the hell? So this is more of her special concoction juice that has tomato paste, tomato sauce, and other things.
And some more.
All the other things.
Mincemeat. And onions and
Oh, God.
everything else that's in here.
I mean, she didn't season
And some
the
more.
ground beef, or did she? No, there was no salt, pepper.
If I turn that ring off, good. So I'm putting another sheet
Oh,
on.
God. Oh, God.
And the two that I broke up earlier. Shit,
Right, because it's got to fit.
need a new one. That can go there.
You know, I really seriously debated starting a YouTube cooking channel, right? Just for cooking.
Past the sheets here.
And I'm all serious about it. You know, what recipes I'm going to do. And then you see this. It's getting millions of views. And I think
Some more juice on.
I think Bruce the dog and I could pull something together.
Now, with this isn't one of these classic ones, because I've checked the classic ones, and the classic one is white sauce. But if
This
you're
isn't a
not using
classic
the classic one, can use red sauce. So
She's
I'm using red sauce.
debating what's
Bit more
classic
meat.
with this technique. Madam K, I hate to tell you something, but it doesn't
Oh.
matter. Jesus.
A little touch more. Oh,
No, if you're watching
come here,
live,
you. Why don't
please,
you come
or
here
even
instead?
if you're not
That's it.
quite live, please feel
And
free to
some more
comment.
juice, which I'm going to pour a lot of it on. And then I am going to put that
Tight stream.
in the oven.
Come on, chat. Make some noise.
Because I'm going to look and see how long it wants on the
Oh my God.
sheets. And I'm going to put it in
Please
10 minutes
stop,
and I'm going to
stop
check
the
on it.
madness. It's almost over.
As you can see, it looks
Oh,
done. The mincemeat
it's
looks
done.
as though it's been browned. So I'm going to scoop some out and try
Technical
it.
term, bound.
Now it's the taste test.
The Iron Maiden t-shirt. This is the lasagna, man.
You can actually taste the mincemeat, but the tomatoes are a bit overpowering. The pasta,
How could they be overpowering? No seasoning in any of it.
nice and soft. Right, that was very nice. I know a lot of you have been asking where Lee is. Sometimes I like to do the taste test, so I did it today.
Oh, Lee's not there
There's
for
going to be
this.
a link in the description to my merchandise.
Okay, she's gonna
And it is-
sell the thing. And by the way, I don't have merchandise. But please like, subscribe, all that stuff, right? It just helps the algorithm and it helps me get this thing out. Anyway, that's I'm supposed to say that because that's what YouTubers do. All right, so we got that insanity out of the way. I had to share that with you guys. It's just been it's just been in my head for so long. All right, music back. I wish I could play. I wish I could play this. Oh, I hate this copyright-free stuff, man. It's just not. I don't know. Copyright rules and DMCA and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I agree with it. I believe in it. I think artists should be paid for their work and own their stuff, so I get it. But damn, some of it is just useless. All right, so we got the cooking with K part of the show gone. And what are we going to talk about today as far as Turfgrass goes? I want to rant a little bit. And I'm just so tired of this, man. It's just like I hate to even give it any airtime. Because it's so fucking stupid, right? But the whole turf truth thing. I mean, it was funny for a minute, when they started that on the, on Twitter, and it was like, oh, this post BS or whatever. And then it got really mean spirited and snobberishness, and it just, and they're tearing apart people's products. And then, I loved it. They did awards, right? In like 1 year, I got the biggest bullshitter on Twitter award from these guys, and I don't know. And I was like, and I made a video and said, oh, thank you. I am so moved. And, I pretended to cry. Ha ha ha. Funny. And then they took another pretty big jab at me. And so then I'm like, okay, well, so we do some internet sleuthing and figure out who it is. And by the way, guys, I know who you are. That wasn't hard. Put a little bit of, out there, put a little bit of stuff out there that said, listen, there's some legal stuff that you guys are doing that isn't cool, and you can't defame people. This is a media thing, right? Yes, you're entitled to your opinion, but you can't you can't, turf truth can't tell untruths, right? So the thing went away. I mean, I just put it away. And every once in a while, someone would text me or call me or whatever and say, "Did you see what these guys said?" Or did you see what turf truth said? Not these guys, but And I would just go, yeah, so what? And then I hear from somebody that, now they're going to make videos, right? They're going to do a YouTube thing. In this kind of format of, whatever exposed kind of thing, which is, like a big thing on YouTube. Whatever. I'm not interested. And then, I get a call the other day get a text from Kevin Hicks, and he says that, these guys have fully gone after Joel Simmons and him, because they think that, that they've ridden in on the coattails of base saturation doesn't work, MLSN is the deal. And they're going to tear this guy's company apart, like somebody who has worked really, really hard. Joel, a friend of mine, a good person, a hard worker, a nutball sometimes. Sure, we all are. Somebody who's done a lot for our industry, a lot for our business, does a lot for golf course superintendents, who's been there, been an advocate, all this stuff, right? And, we're going to, he's full of shit. He's a bullshitter. And what I love or what I hate is there are people in our business, mostly other commercial people, who love this, right? They want to see somebody get torn up because they're, because it's not their product. It's in the, let them tear those guys apart. Let them pull their arms and legs off, pull the wings off the fly, right? Just don't touch me. So stupid. We're going to get to the commercial part of this in a second. Anyway, I haven't brought myself to watch the video that these guys cranked out, about all this. I've just gotten the clips, or not even clips, but just like, little quotes and stuff from people. And everybody wants me to join in the fray, and support the science and, what it was Dr. Albrecht right or not, all this shit, right? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with them. I'm not entering into their fucking wrestling ring. That's what they want. They want to, let's build views on, messing with people or whatever. And I'll tell you something, and I hope Joel does it, man. I'll tell you, the stuff these dudes are saying is defamatory in a way that is damaging to a business. And in that respect, the slander libel world, it's really tough. It's tough to have those things prevail on either side. They just mostly end up getting, thrown out or settled or something like that. But, I'll tell you something, man. If I was him and I had the resources, I would throw every legal dollar I had at that whole deal. And I think where I would start is copyright. Anytime they use his logo or a picture of a product or anything like that, it's a copyright infringement. You can't do that without permission, right? If your branding is trademarked and all that stuff. So, content wise, I don't even care. It doesn't matter. People have called me and they want to, I got this great text from a DM on Twitter the other day from a superintendent, from a great superintendent, somebody who really, whom I'm just have great respect for. And is there anything to all this? Right. And he was telling me in his situation, he kind of switched philosophies, and I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. I mean, there's so many variables, right? I will tell you this. When I first started to see academia and, you know, like USGA agronomists and stuff tear down the whole concept of base saturation. Partly it was because they were using tests that weren't designed to be a soil audit. You know, they were taking other stuff and they were, you know, and trying to put the numbers together and add the numbers, and they really didn't understand the math of the whole thing. And I think there's a big difference between like an audit thing and a test, right? Like, to me, the soil test is, hey, we've got this chemical test and extraction, and we're going to get, you know, the answers in parts per million, bang, 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 test, right? An audit is more, there are a lot of numbers on that page that are calculated numbers. It's a mathematical thing. Okay, and most people don't understand the math. I barely, unless I deal with it every day, I have to go back to my, you know, to my cheat sheets and, you know, do the whole, you know, what is the you know, atomic weight of calcium, and, you know, I got to make sure I'm doing all the mill equivalents right, and, you know, and so yes, it's a calculated thing, yeah. And for some soils in some situations, low exchange capacity soils, whatever, it doesn't work, you know, and then we apply, you know, different thinking, right? And these guys think they have come up with this whole, you know, big new way to do it, but that's not, you know, it's just common sense, right? It's not guesswork, it's common sense. And, you know, for me, I've got decades of doing a lot of work with soils with a lot of golf course superintendents in a lot of places with a lot of successes. Not my successes, their successes. You know, my whole thing was always, hey man, I'm going to go and work with supers and help them, give them ideas, thoughts, things to try, perspective, you know, because I was there as a super where, you know, you got your head in it, right? And a lot of times seeing the bigger picture is hard. Some people are really good at it and they can do it, and that's awesome, man. You know, but when you're very, very detail oriented as a human, sometimes you just, you know, it's like, you know, the philosophical part of programming, you know, it's not as easy, right? So my whole consulting career was built on advising and talking through, you know, and so, you know, come to the superintendent's office, right? Or, you know, get on the golf cart, whatever it is. And then my question would be, okay, what are your big challenges? You know, and most of the time we were, you know, it was soil related. And so we had some, you know, as far as my focus, and so we had some testing and we had some things to, you know, to guide us with, but there was way more than that. And this idea, you know, that people, you know, people think the whole program, your whole thing is based on that soil test the soil test is super valuable if you know how to read it and you know how to use it and you know what, you know, and you know how to apply that information to everything else that's going on. And you know, our world is dynamic. It's not linear when it comes to that. It's not point. It's, you know, a series of points, right? And it's moving in here. I don't have it, but it's doing all this, right? So I just, damn it, you know, what sucks about all of this to me, well, let me just finish the agronomy of that. So, you know, I would work with golf course superintendent, and yes, you know, I'm charging a fee, right? Because this is my work and I don't work for free. None of us should work for free. But I'm charging a fee, and the agreement is, hey, we're gonna talk through your problems. We're gonna problem solve. We're gonna play what if with some stuff. We're gonna throw some things against the wall and see what sticks. And I may have a couple of things to throw that you haven't thought about throwing. And a couple of my ideas may stick harder than you know, because of all that, right? So that's, you know, that's the basics of what my world has been for 30 years. 30-ish years. Yeah. I mean, I started consulting when I was 25, 26 because people were asking me what I was doing. We were doing cool stuff and people wanted to know. And I thought, you know what? Let's make business out of this. And I am just so fucking tired of the division that goes on in our business. I'm tired of people asking, are you a deep and infrequent person, or are you a, or are you an everyday waterer, right? This is the polarizing question. Are you Rainbird or Toro? Are you John Deere or Toro? Like everybody has to have, one side, right? And then, the stupidity of that, in our country, right? Liberal, conservative, all those sorts of things. And so then now, and it blew my mind the first time I heard it. Are you a base saturation guy or not? What? Are you an organic fertilizer person or not? Fucking stupid. Sorry for the language, you guys. I know a lot of you are, I'm just saying it how I feel it, and this is Dave Wilber, and I'm going to be authentic, and I'm like, you know what? That's the stupidest stuff. It really is. Like, these choices, these taking sides, so stupid. And it puts people in a place where they stop their creative thinking process. It puts people in a place where they stop thinking about the possibilities for their own facility, in their own situation, in their own world, And now that the world has changed so much, right? Now that our world has changed so much, since 2007, 2008, it's just it's an entirely different business for most of us. It certainly is for me. And, some days I can't believe the stuff I'm doing just to keep the lights on. This is what it is. And I was very, very depressed about that for a long time. And now I'm just in the middle of it, and I like it. But I'll tell you that this division, this polarization, this kind of thing, yeah, man, it creates views, and it creates controversy, and it creates sales calls, and it creates a reason to come to XYZ seminar, or whatever it may be, right? Like, I get it. I get the marketing of it all, and that's what it is. It's marketing. The science is missing, the agronomy is missing, the common sense is missing. And I'm fucking sick of it. I really am. And if these cats want to make videos and tear people's work apart, tear people's companies apart, essentially be, internet Karens, and do that. Like, I don't know, like, again, if I was a Joel Simmons, if I was a bigger company, I would sue the snot out of those guys. I would just, even if I knew I couldn't quite possibly win, I would just make sure that they got to pay some legal fees, and I would seek to get a settlement out of that, because I'd be in the right. And I would love it if somebody had to write me even a $1 check every month just to know that I'm in their grill. I'll tell you something, you guys. Let's get to this in a better way. If you're selling a product, if you're selling a service, if you're selling an idea, go work on your idea. Go be passionate about your idea. Stop looking at everybody else's thing. One of the greatest lessons I ever learned in our business, I learned from Peter McCormick. Don't look back at what people are doing behind you. Don't look sideways at what people are doing next to you. Look forward about what you're going to do. Peter said that so often, and it was so damn good, man. And that is some of the very best world, not just like turf business advice, but world advice I've ever heard. And I guess you can translate that to not giving a fuck, staying in your lane. I mean, whatever it is, right? when people who are marketing an idea, a product, a service, or whatever create that kind of controversy, when they try to drill into people's heads and say, hey, you know what, you've been had, you're doing it wrong, and you've been hoodwinked by the hoodwinkers, all they're doing is asking you to stop thinking. And by God, if anybody asks me to stop thinking, as a turfgrass professional, if they expect me to stop digging in, looking for the perfect answer for whatever situation I'm in, right? And I'm putting myself in a superintendent seat right now, but whatever it may be. I have problem solved for decades with tools and things that nobody expected. And yes, we've had some failures. Those failures haven't, I mean, there's been a few situations where maybe we lost a little bit of grass because of something we did, or we, possibly picked something that we shouldn't have picked, whatever. But no, a failure, people are so afraid of failure, and yet things that don't work teach you incredible lessons, right? Well, that's not going to work, says the superintendent. Oh, really? Did you try it? No, but that's not going to work. Why? Well, because and so said, and there's no university research. I'm like, God, stop. We've looked at the critical path of this. Okay, we've looked at the critical path of this, and this is where it leads, and this is what we could possibly do. With a little bit of different thinking. And you're saying before it's ever been tried, it's not going to work because somebody else said it's not. No, man, pull it together and figure out a way to see if that's going to, play on your playing ground. And this is when I was young, when I was 25 or 26, I couldn't say that. Most of the superintendents I was working with were older, and I had to be really careful. I just stepped really carefully, and I would just I had this kind of thing that I called it Columbo agronomy. I don't know, most people have never seen the show Columbo. I'm dating myself. But Peter Falk was, played this guy, this detective Columbo. And he just was, he was like understated, and he kept asking questions. And, let me see. Can I just, and he would just outsmart everybody, right? So I was just like, doing the Columbo thing. I would just keep asking questions. Well, if we do that, I wonder if we did this along with it. Can we test that? And I would just go through all that stuff. That's what I would do. And that became my model. For the dramatic idea, and the first idea I had, which was when I went out on the road, I was just Dave Wilber, man. I didn't have alphabet letters behind me or any of that stuff, and I just wanted to help for superintendents. And sometimes, I'd stretch myself to be thin. I would do all kinds of stuff to mess myself up. But, not taking care of my health was great in my 30s, but it didn't work out very well in my 40s. Things like that. So, okay. Why am I spitting about this? Like, why am I spitting mad? And it just is simple. It's not, look, make videos, make tweets, say what you want to say, do what you want to do, whatever. You're entitled to that. And so, again, if it was my company that you were ripping into, I wouldn't have any problem fighting back. But I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be World Wrestling where you do it in public. Here, you make a video, now I'm going to make a video. You make a video, then I'm going to, this is the internet's full of that stuff, whatever. No, I would very quietly and, very, and then, through legal channels, just really rip the shit out of whoever is, trying to end my company, Simple. Since I'm Dave Wilber, I'm just one guy, and and my dog and I don't own much, hey, come after me, You're not going to get anything. You know, I have passioned myself right into a place of minimalism. Good, right? Oh, you want my computer screens and, you know, my guitars? Okay. Sure, that's fine. Whatever. So I just, you know, that's how I approach things, right? Like, you know, when you're a true minimalist, you don't really worry about, you know, people taking your stuff or your money or whatever. And that's how I work. I'm sick and tired of people in our business creating division, creating polarization, causing people to stop thinking, causing people to stop working their problems. And hey, Mr. and Mrs. Golf Course Superintendent, Miss and Miss, well, however I'm supposed to say this, okay? You know, she, they, them, he, her. If you have no problems and your world is fucking perfect and your agronomy is perfect and everything, man, hats off to you. Good. Good. Winning, right? Matt Crowther says it really good in chat. You know, when you have to roll out or pitch your agenda by, you know, putting down your competition, you already have lost. Stand with Joel. That's a great hashtag. Yeah, I don't, you know, and this is the thing, like, this has happened to me, Matt, and I want to, you know, like, this is a good way to say this, right? So, you know, I'm out on the road, I'm out working with superintendents, I'm out, you know, writing, speaking, doing. What is my product? You know, I've never produced a product. You know, I've never built iron. I've never put anything in a bag. I've never, you know, what is my product? You know, my product was me, right? And so, you know, here's somebody that has a product or has a, you know, a different agenda, and it's like, you know, Wilber's full of crap, right? You know, I heard it a lot. You know, I heard it from seed people or whatever. You know, somebody decided that whatever grassing spec I'd written for an architect wasn't what they wanted to have, you know, so Wilber's full of it, right? I was like, okay, well then you do it. I did this with a USJ agronomist who was tearing apart one of my grassing specs once, right? Oh, that'll never work. And I just called him up and I said, okay, tell me what will work. Like, since you're telling my client that won't work, you know, and by the way, potentially costing me money, potentially helping me not pay the rent. What is your idea? Give me your spec, right? And it was, well, we don't really do that. And then it's like, yeah, fuck you. You're full of shit. Okay. And I would just do that to people. And I would just freaking put my head down and just put the horns right in their guts. And I wasn't selling iron. I wasn't selling a doodad, a gadget or whatever. You know, it was me. It was my ideas. It was my talking, you know, my communication, whatever it is. So I think one of the grossest things that I've ever seen is somebody who has no skin in the game, right? So little skin that they can't even disclose who they are. Anonymously ripping into people in our business who have been doing their work the best they know how to do for a long time, in some cases a long time, putting their passion, their life on the line, their money on the line, their food on the table on the line, right? And you know, and some internet asshole anonymously comes along and says, oh, bullshit, you don't like this. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Zero skin in the game, right? Nothing to lose. And that's always been the case. You know, we used to talk about it years and years ago with like Usenet and stuff, right? Is that the trolls had nothing to lose. And if you put yourself in a place where you were battling with the battle bots, you know, don't battle with the battle bots. They got nothing to lose. The troll has nothing to lose. You have lots to lose. You have reputation, you know, all that sort of stuff, right? So I just, you know, my coaching for people all the time about, you know, these anonymous kind of attacks or whatever has been, don't you know, don't battle the battle bots. I used to say a very politically incorrect way to say it, and it comes from a set of a story, a set of stories that, you know, as it turns out, is a pretty racist thing. But, you know, I would say, you know, hey, don't punch the tar baby. You know, you get your hand stuck. You know, from the whole Uncle Remus thing. And I don't say that anymore because I've determined that that doesn't align with my values, you know, as a human. So yeah, you know, yeah, you anonymous assholes who are not so anonymous, by the way. It's easy to find them. Yeah, sure, go ahead, keep making your videos, keep acting like you're Deep Throat, you know, cartoon characters, whatever. I haven't even watched, but I hear it, you know. And then you guys do your thing. Enjoy that. Enjoy that shit. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the pathetic existence of a troll. You know, don't put any skin in the game. Don't put a product, an idea, a service, you know, a piece of equipment. You know, no. Don't, you know, don't mortgage your fucking house like I've had to do over and over again. You know, yeah, don't play in the real world that we play in, stupid bastards. It's just annoying. You know, it's beyond the buzzing fly, and I just thought I would talk about it. But I'm not just talking about, you know, the turf truth thing. I mean, I'm just talking about anybody who's just walking along. Like I said, somebody challenged me and, you know, told a client of mine that I was, you know, that what I was doing was wrong. As it turned out, it was award winning. Okay. But that particular agronomist, for some reason, decided in their experience, they didn't want to, you know, they wanted to say, well, this is wrong. And then, you know, when I challenged them and say, well, give me your idea, they didn't have an idea. The only idea they had was I was wrong. And so that's reductionist, right? We call that reductionist thinking. And I'm tired of reductionist thinking. I'm tired of people encouraging people not to have the greatness of great golf course superintendents is that they have fixed and worked and gone through some. Matt Crowther's in the chat, right? And I know Matt has problem solved some stuff that no other people have done. For his particular situation, in his particular world, in his particular way of doing it, he figured it out, right? And I know there's tons of people listening to me right now who are going to watch this video and they're going to go, yeah, you know, like I've had to really, you know, at my place, in my world, in my piece of the thing, I have really had to dig hard to figure out whatever, you know, the solution is to this particular problem. You know, sometimes those problems are pure agronomy, right? Grow this grass. Do this thing with the soil. More than not, those problems have more to do with, you know, member and golfer relations, staff stuff, you know, the surly mechanic problem, the I don't have the right staff problem, the insane general manager, you know, who once was a sandwich maker and now he thinks he knows our business. You know, golf course superintendent tells me the other day that in the last 4 years, 9 general managers at his facility. It's making him crazy, right? And so, you know, that's the conversation, right? We're not talking about agronomy in that situation. We're talking about how he's going to navigate yet another general manager chain, you know, and try to and try to continue to hopefully get his kids through college before the club, you know, they're, you know, probably not going to give up on him because the GMs don't seem to stick around, but it's just, you know, it's a toxic environment, right? So we're talking about navigating a toxic environment. We're talking about dealing with all that. And, you know, and I love, this is what I love or hate or whatever, but this is the funny part about all this is that there are people in our business that still don't fucking get that our jobs are not just growing grass. But the golf course superintendent doesn't come in and just make decisions about nitrogen. Or whatever small agronomic problem there is. No. Golf course superintendents come to work with this incredible toolbox on their back, right? Dealing with agronomy, meteorology, human nature, psychology, group dynamics, employment dynamics. I mean, on and on and on, right? But there's people in our business, and because they're so focused, because they think their job is to figure out, or do research or whatever, on this one thing, and this is how they get paid, right? This is how they get paid, by the way. Is come up with, some dumbass research project that, that doesn't amount to a hill of beans as far as the overall thing, but sure. Okay. Yeah, that's great. That provides an answer for that growth regulator or for that fungicide or what. Oh, this fungicide's better than that fungicide, and these companies are paying for the research. Okay, whatever. But that's not the job, man. The job is so much bigger than that. And I hate it when people minimize the job. The job is not sitting there trying to figure out nitrogen or sitting there pouring through the charts to figure out, the best fungicide. Yes, that's in there, and that happens sometimes. But the job is so much bigger than that. And these people are freaking arrogant enough. And I'm not just talking about the anonymous ones now, but these, but people, whatever their agenda is, they're arrogant enough to come to you guys as golf course superintendents and come into the superintendent's office, come into the superintendent's world and tell that super that they're either doing it wrong or they're not using the right product or whatever. And, because they've got, one focus, like, well, hammer, everything's a nail. No. And that's not our job. That's not our world. That's not our job. You try to explain that to the guy who has a struggling 18-hole facility and all of his summer help went to work and he's got 4 people on the crew, and he's out mowing greens, changing cups, moving tee markers by himself on Saturday morning, possibly listening to Dave Wilber, I hope, in the airboats. And it's like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Go ahead and sell your idea that base saturation is a bygone, ridiculous thing of the past. And the superintendent who is trying, and running his ass off on a Saturday morning is just going, okay, well, I'm listening and it's kind of entertaining, but and they know their job is so much bigger, and the commercial world, the research world, they want to make it small, and it's not a small gig. It's not a small gig at all. And any of you superintendents who are sitting here thinking, man, I don't understand what Wilber's saying, call me up, DM me, get in the chat, whatever, and tell me that you didn't deal with 10 or 12 different things this week that didn't have that much to do with, actually growing grass. Yes, it might have had some, when the mechanic is pissed off, yes, okay, that has something to do with how your greens motors get set up. Yeah, I know it's all interconnected, but and then you go sit with the mechanic and say, listen, I love you and everything's good. Don't leave me hanging. Please stop throwing wrenches. And you have that conversation, right? And that's a psychology testing, isn't it? It's human resource management 101. Okay, so that's the rant of today. You guys got my blood pressure up here. I'm gonna go take more meds now. Can we please step back and get some perspective? And take better care of each other. And that person coming into your world, onto your screens, into your office, on your phone, who is trying to create division, who's trying to create polarization, who's trying to say this versus that, or whatever in some small way, and it isn't respecting, understanding, dealing with your job, your gigantic job, and I that person's got to go. I mean, they just don't fit in my world anymore. And they shouldn't have ever fit in my world going clear back into my 20s. I entertain that shit sometimes. I liked it sometimes. I was like, it's funny. This guy's just so on top of, trying to make everybody else look bad. That sometimes it was just like, oh, let's watch the battle bots. But, that was wrong. Looking back, that was just wrong. So, please have a bigger life, have a bigger perspective, do bigger things, stay away from this polarization kind of deal. And you guys that are creating polarization, shame on you. Shame on you for using a marketing technique that is as old as time. Make somebody doubt what they're doing. It's so stupid. People fall for it. It works. It's worked since forever. And I don't know, I don't know the psychology of all that or whatever, but just like, when you step back from it and go, oh God, I just got hoodwinked. I just got convinced to be small. I just got convinced to stop thinking. I just let somebody tell me that critical thinking doesn't work. That's scary, man. That's scary for the world. That's not just scary for Turfgrass or for golf or golf course superintendents or athletic facility, man. That's just scary for the world. Isn't that what we're going through? It's not about sitting on the fence and not making a decision. That's not it at all. I see very few superintendents who are fence sitters. They may choose some middle ground, which for them is the right thing, but that's not fence sitting. You don't have to be polarized, to win. In fact, some of the best people that I've ever seen in our business, really, they're moderate in most things, but they think it through, and there may be one or two things where it's like, no, I can't be in moderation with this. I have to push. And push they do. All right, I'm Dave Wilber. This is our time. I'm trying to keep this, legitimately within an hour. What's going on with me? Well, today's kind of fun. I'm fully into this game called Star Citizen, and so it's CitizenCon online today. The whole thing happens in the UK, but I think it's it's streaming today. So I'll be watching CitizenCon on Twitch, and I will be later streaming on Twitch. I'm going to stream Star Citizen because there's some new ships and some new things to do, and I'm super into that right now. And it's just great entertainment. Probably have some kind of meat on the smoker. Bruce, my pit bull here, who's my office buddy, we'll hang out and have some chats because we have things that we talk about, he and I, there are problems that only the pit bull and the Turfgrass Zealot can solve together. I have been enjoying my time, mornings and afternoons driving a school bus. There's some crazy stories that I'll tell about that. But that's actually worked out really good. It fits into my world and fits into my schedule, and it's really rewarding to serve my community. And how do I put it? If you've never had 60 elementary school students going off on your bus on a Friday afternoon, you just haven't lived. You haven't experienced life. Oh my God, it's crazy. The stories have been massive. So, I'm enjoying that in my not on the road life as much. And I'm fully still consulting, doing my thing, talking to people. I still help people with editing, writing, resumes, all those kinds of things. We do meetings by Zoom. We if you're into agronomic stuff and need that thinking and need that person who's going to help push you, for whatever it is, right? Or that, or you need somebody who's going to have a truth-telling style and say, hey, your resume sucks, and whatever somebody did for you at the GIS sucks. Sorry, but I've seen a lot of those. I'm here for that, right? And yes, I charge a little bit of money, and that's because, it's a business. And here, this content it's pretty easy. Please click like and subscribe. It's simple. And share this, right? Hey, you ought to hear what this Wilber guy has to say. And maybe you just say, hey, it doesn't really get good until after the cooking stuff, and he gets going, and he pulls the starter rope at 38 minutes or whatever. Fine, that's fine. Share it. I'll probably make some clips of this myself. I see that we have concurrent viewers. We have people that are watching it in the in DVR style, and I can't believe it. Like, I'm so grateful, and I don't really look at view counts and and all the metrics of all this. I mean, there are people that are telling me that I should, and that I should aim for certain market segments and stuff, and I'm not really doing that. But I'll tell you something, when I look at a view count and I see that a video has been watched 20, 30, 300 times, whatever the number, I just go, wow. Like, I can't believe it. I'm just really, really, really grateful in a way that, I guess I wanted to say this a lot of times when I would speak live at a turf conference. It's just like, I can't believe you guys are here and you're actually watching. It's kind of mind numbing to me. And that, that's part of a psychological thing called imposter syndrome, which we'll talk about someday. But anyway, I'm really grateful for you, and I appreciate you. I'm looking at the chat. If you guys have anything you want to share, please do that. And of course, if you're watching this not live, you're welcome to comment and do all that stuff. So my name is Dave Wilber, and my friends, the people I love, they call me the Turfgrass Zealot. And I am live on Saturday mornings, and occasionally I drop some other videos, and you can catch me most days midday on Twitch at Twitch TV /the Wilber Force. So that's where I do that stream. And I may move that entire thing to YouTube, and if I do, I'll let you know. But for right now, we're sticking with Twitch. For that daily kind of live stream content, the stuff that you probably don't watch back. Here, it's more archival, and that's what we do. All right, I'm done. That's my time. Please have an incredible, incredible week. And if you're watching this live, thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I'm gonna just kind of let the music play us out. Take care.